What's up everyone? Today we're going to show you how to take a short crew neck like the one I'm wearing and turn it into an extended crew neck like this one over here. We have an extended body and extended sleeves, and this is an easy and fun project to do to make your old crew necks that you don't really wear anymore just a little bit more wearable. Alright, sorry about the audio in the last clip, it got cut out, but we just measured up 11 inches and we cut straight across as you saw, and you can adjust wherever you want to add in your extra extension on your crew neck. We just went right below the logo and we're going to extend it from there. Alright, so we have a bunch of extra fabric here at the store, so we're going to use some of this. We're just going to use black fabric. You can use whatever you want, get creative with it. And when you're figuring out how much you want to add on, just keep in mind that you're going to want about a ½ inch added on to what you come up with, because you can have 1/4 inch seam allowance on both sides, and that's going to throw everything off if you just go with what your initial measurement is. So just keep that in mind. So we went ahead and cut our middle strip out, and we're going to add about 4½ inches on, so we just rounded up to 5 just to make sure we're at that point. And also when you're cutting length across, you're going to want to cut it just a little bit shorter than what actually you're measuring across. That will give you enough to fit perfectly after you sew this edge together. And I do recommend when you're cutting your strip out, cut it on the fold, and that will just give you a nice even strip to add to your middle of your piece. Alright, so now we're going to show you how to cut the arm, and the same thing goes for this. Just measure up and make a straight line across on both sides. Make sure it's nice and flat. We went up about 9 inches and we're going to cut that. And for this we're also going to extend it about the same distance, so we already have another, we just cut 2 of the same strips, and we're gonna just cut that at about the same length. You can kind of eyeball that just because you want it a little bit smaller, so it doesn't have to be a perfect measurement, because this stretches, and when you sew it on, you're gonna you want it to stretch with it a little bit more. You don't want to have it bunch up when you're running it through your serger. And then do the same thing to the other side. Alright, so now you're going to sew your strips together at the ends, and you're going to want to put your right sides together, and you're sewing both your arms and your body piece. So now that you have your strip sewn together and it's in a band, you're going to want to fold it inside out, the right edges together, and then slide it over your bottom piece all the way down so that this top edge aligns with the bottom edge. And then if you want to take the seam that you made here and line it up with the side seam, that works really good. And then you're going to want to serge, or if you don't have a serger, you can zigzag stitch all the way around And then do the same for the other side. When you flip this back out, you're gonna wanna put the entire thing over so you have right sides touching, and then serge all the way around that. And then for your arm, you're gonna wanna do the same thing. Fold the inside out and put it all the way to the end. And if you've ever done ribbing before, it's about the same idea as putting ribbing on a sweater. And then you're gonna match up your seams there, and then just serge all the way in a circle or zigzag stitch all the way around. And then do the same thing for the other side. All right, so now that you have it together, you just want to start at one end, and I like to start where both of the seams meet up and then just go all the way around and keep some tension on it while you're sewing, just so that it all comes together nicely. All right, now we're at the single stitch machine, and we're gonna show you how to top stitch. You're gonna wanna do this for both sides, and we're just gonna show you on this side just because we don't wanna keep repeating the process. It's the same for every stitch you do. So you can pick what side you wanna put your top stitch on. We're just gonna go on the black side because we have black thread in right now. All right, now we have our top half inside ready to be serged on, and we're gonna go ahead and serge that on. And again, in the last step, I highly recommend doing top stitching just because it makes the overall finished product look 1,000 times better. If you don't wanna do that, you don't have to, it's not needed. All right, now you do the same thing for the arm. You just put that on there and you're gonna serge around and then top stitch and do that for both sides. And then after that, you're pretty much done. And if you want to take it in, we'll show you how to take it in and make it more fitted after this. All right, so if you're looking to tailor up your crew neck just a little bit, you're gonna wanna go on your edge seams here on both sides and mark in how much you wanna take it in. And you're gonna wanna measure around your body to see where you want it to be at. And then pretty much it's super simple. You just measure in and then sew all the way up around and down. And you don't wanna go through the cuffs. You want to kind of taper off towards the ends. And if you're looking to gain a little bit more of stretch down here, then you're gonna have to de-thread and re-sew the cuffs just a little bit smaller. But other than that, you can pretty much get away with tailoring just the midsection and up around the arms. All right, so there you have it, your extended crew neck in the body and the sleeves. And be sure to like, subscribe, comment, let us know what you think. And we'll see you next time.